Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 560 edition of Invest Data Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, today's topic, let me start there before going to looking at the market. Today's topic is how to navigate NGX amidst what amidst expected macroeconomic data and also uncertainty in the economy or in the market as to speak right away. Yet, if you look at the trend, in the global market as right away, I'll tell that the global stocks or global shares have rebounded powerfully this morning after yesterday's Senate meeting to vote 40-60 for US to end their what the government shutdown. That have also triggered positive sentiment not only in US, in I can say Asia market and Europe market are in green right now as we speak. Major indices in this market, the three indices in US market are in green, though that of Asia, where you have China, Japan, Hong Kong, South Korea, I would say most of the indices there are also in green as we speak. Then looking to to Europe, Europe market is also Africa market remain mixed as we speak, while NGS is still opening the first trading week for the week on the red. I tell you that it's still looking what southward right now as we speak. We'll move to Asia as usual to see what is happening there. We're seeing that the market in Asia are looking up, riding on what on the positive sentiment, which I will tell you that sentiment are into categories. Sentiment can sink stocks. Sentiment can also what help stock to rally. Sentiment as we speak now for global market are in a positive light after 40 almost 40 days, the longest in US history that government shutdown lasted. You can see that most of the federal workers there are already complaining and also where they go forward for food in terms of what they call it, what the name there's a name for it, where they go forward for those that like where they go for free food, where they pay them or where they buy food and trade it. All we're having a queue in US, but as we speak right away, what is happening in Asia for me is just reflecting the general sentiment in the global market after this signal that US will end what government shutdown very soon. That are also trigger US market in Asia and Europe and Africa is not left behind. Even when we're seeing that it's a mixed movement in Africa, why I said earlier that NGS in Nigeria is still green and we know the uncertainties, we know factors that are driving this down market, but we'll come to how to navigate this NGS amidst expected macroeconomic data and also or events and at the same time know the uncertainties on ground as we speak now. But that also a opportunity and how will you and I navigate this market? We will discuss that fully. But coming from what's happening in Asia, I'll tell you that the biggest economy in that region, which is China, I'll tell you that the blue chips index in China is also have reversed its early loss this morning to trade at about 0.3% higher, while Hong Kong market index is also up or have risen by 0.5%. This is a good news. As data review that China producers price deflation is in October as consumer price return to green, as government also step up effort to curb over capacity and at the same time high competition among companies in that environment. You can see, and at the same time, the news of government, US government ending it also reflected. Don't forget that before now we have seen that tech companies have put most of the market down, both in Asia now. But speak now, there's another renewed sentiment or positive trend as investors in this environment continue to digest the latest third quarter result or 9 months result in that zone or to the position. That's what we are seeing now. But also, if you look at what has happened also in commodity market, we have seen a rebound in commodity price. We have seen that crude oil has gone by almost around the $64.15 as we speak right now per barrel as we speak. Then also, if you look at other instrument, other investment windows or instrument like we have seen that gold has also come back up again as we speak. Also, we have seen that also if you look at commodity price, like I've said, has also up as we speak. But other market in this Asia, you can see that even Japan is trading about 1.33% up as we speak. Even when concerned for increased weight, also likely signal rate hike, but still the market is still going up in that regard. Also, Hong Kong is also up, as I said that South Korea is upward in as we speak also. And also, if you look at what is happening over there in Europe. We want to go down to see what is happening in Europe market as we speak now. And I'll tell you that Europe stock have on a good note. You can see that those stocks on market there surged this morning on Monday morning following the global lead afterward after US Senate voted in favor of what of a key step forward ending what the country, like I said, longest ever government shutdown as we speak. And I'll tell you that this sentiment boosted a lot of activities. Sentiment returned back positively after that Monday with what with the news that 60 to 40 to advance spending bill for what for consideration after eight Democrats also senators reached a deal with what with the Republican leaders to potentially reopen the U.S. government. You can see how it works. You can see that, and also before now, I see that this will come to U.S. to discuss more on that. But this also sparked a kind of a positive sentiment. Like I said, in middle market as we speak now, most of the Europe indices are in green. I'll tell you as we speak right away that the largest economy in that zone, which is Germany, is leading this morning gaining 1.5% up, while the CAS 40 in France is up or climbed by 0.0, sorry, climbed by 1%, and that of UK market, which is represented by the FTS, the FTS E100 is up by 0.6. Good news for the global market that we're seeing a rebound after we're seeing a slowdown as a result of other factors hitting this market. But right now, with the news of US ending, the light of US or insight of US ending their long short government shutdown, and also the open positive sentiment this morning, good one, and also as other companies earnings are still expected to the market, and that also Brazil kicking off also marking also indicate of a global climate negotiation. This also began. All these are what are also impacting the market as we speak. More companies are also giving a call for full year guidance, and that also as investors digest this one now this Monday morning over there in Europe, and that's also it's a heavy quarterly earnings, but still then winding down also cutting the full year guidance of what it will be on this company's price. But let's go and see. Also, I think that some big insurance company over there are also forecasting a better earnings in their result, and also after recording about the increase in their top line and bottom line in this first 9 months of 2025. Good one. More companies in Europe are posting better number. Also, we've seen that also some are making move, appointing a new management, new CEOs or chief executive officer. All this are also part of what is also influencing their performance as we speak. I said earlier that crude oil price has gone up, as a lot of what on this Monday optimism about the end of US government shutdown was near. That really have lifted the world demanding let's put that the lifting of the demand in the world top oil consuming. I believe a consumer. I believe that the US and China for that seeing that it's a plus for the market that also boost the demand. Like I said, that oil is trading about 64.15 dollar per a barrel as we speak, which also a good news after we have seen the oil falling for more like 2 weeks. Then surprise. Good news that so for me it's a good one. We finally look at the US economy and our Asia before now come to Africa to enter our NGX to see what the US market, like I said earlier, rose sharply also this morning. Just to commemorate what I've said earlier, government tried to end this legal shutdown that have put a lot of slowdown in the economy, and that also that resulted in of data. But with this now, then this will market will start a clear direction, and that more spending will also impact the economy. We say in most of the analysis, if you are following that government in most economy is the highest spender, and if government is not spending, it has a way of also affecting the economy. For me, this is a good news for U.S. market and also the economy, as government are also the side of end of shutdown by by Senate and all, with them approving considering the spending for the going to the future for me is a good one for the market. As we speak now, today that S&P is up by 0.7, while Nasdaq is up by what 1.3, and Dow Jones is up by what 0.2 as we speak. All these awards are driven by what positive sentiment that were driven as a lot of Senate advanced debate that also that will fund the government on the January 3rd after its Democrat move to break the what the impasse. These are what really have really impacted U.S. market. I'm pretty that yes, as of rep, all have approved Representative and Senate. I believe that this is also good news for them. And then Trump was to also sign to stand there spending. So that is what we believe. Like I mentioned Brazil earlier, I think that yes, there's a summit going on global timing, so that kick off today in Brazil. That is also we believe that yes, it will also discuss how strong also be going around the world, because we know that yes, despite the trade war, the war that have also slowed down a lot of things, but now that we see many countries have agreed, they've signed an agreement with the US on how to go, but the China and US one they did not settle, they still going front and back. Let's see how all this is going to also to play out at the end of the day. Yes, also seen that the result that came from Pfizer, is also a good one. That's also making the stock to look up also at this hour. I tell you that most mature market, their healthcare sector is one of the major defensive sector that most investors play. But also we see that results are coming there are not bad. And we see also cross the and also consolidation in the industry in the US, acquisition and also merger also in that. It's a good one. I said earlier that gold rose in this morning sharply above the 4,000 symbolic price. For me, it's a good one as to speak. Good news that there's also plan that the Fed is likely also to cut rate again by December by 25 basis points. This is also a testament that yes, cheaper form also drive and support the economic recovery. Especially after they set this setback for almost 40 days, to see how all this is going to play out in the US as they lift the government shut down at the end of the day. For good news, let's look at what is happening in Africa. I said that most African markets are missed. Yes, because of what we're seeing expansion in Nigeria market. Nigeria market have rallied with almost 7 months high, as you have said earlier in this class. We have seen a lot of positive momentum, but as we speak now, I've said, if you remember in this class that I said sentiment can sink stocks or market. Sentiment also can also boost market, also drive higher prices. As we speak now, the market in Nigeria is mixed. Why I say mixed? We are seeing those factors that are going against the market, and that you are seeing market coming down. But for you and I to survive this trend, because no market remain up or down, you need to navigate this trend we are seeing. As a lot of our eyes are still on board, expect to see more corporate, more macroeconomic data that also, will decide what will the, monetary policy or policy meeting that by CBN coming out in this month to be doing. We want to look at to see the inflation figure for the month of October. Also, we look at that we're going to support, and also with what is happening, is this step that government are taking to make sure that our security, improves, so that the statement for Trump that put our country into to this country of particular concern, CPC, that is already rattling investors' confidence. We're seeing already reflecting the market, and also the timing which I was going on the class that the time that is the tax policy uncertainty that's coming up next year. How are we addressing it? Yeah, there's market as rally up, and at the same time, with this trend we're seeing, with the normal seasonal trend or seasonality repeat itself in 2025, after we're seeing a bullish market from 2023 since this government came on board, with this covering with panic we're seeing, if you notice that the high capital that move the price up are the one we're seeing some of them shading, and at the same time when you see price where they can also is a signal of the presence of what of the high the of institutional investor hot money. Now they are seeing them going down. Is there also a sign that institutional investors are fleeing away from our market? Also, what is the portion of this percentage of this institutional market in our market as institutional investors, sorry, the smart money in our market. Because earlier, I remember when the market touched as low as 11 years in 2020, post COVID-19 or during COVID-19, we saw how the market rebounded. That kind of fund we have it within our PFAs, institutional investors here in Nigeria, with the bank capitalization help to salvage the situation, with insurance to put insurance company help, insurance capitalization help to solve it, to salvage this situation, or what is the step the government are taking to salvage the situation? Is it the time now to suspend the capital gain to be sure that the fund will need a lot to support the $1 trillion dollar economy of government is achieved? These are the things we'll also be looking at this time. But how to navigate is the major important we're going to discuss. But before we go there, we want to look at the market data right away because it's very, very important as we speak. Looking at how the market is doing is key. You need to understand what is the market right now. The market, I said you before, has gone below the 150,000 mark. That tells you that market have lost almost more than 6,000 basic points because market have touched as high as 56 and above. But right now, I see that the trend is going below 50. That means market something has also happened to this market. Will this trend continue? Will you expect to see the seasonal trend repeating itself at this period? Or is there opportunity for us to wait to see that this pullback will have a strong support level where we cannot dive back again? If we dive back, will the market surpass this 156 mark it has touched? Because the high cap stock that put the market to this level are still there funds entering the market or funds are leaving the market. And that's why I say sentiment is very key. Sentiment can drive what fund. It can also drive what in and out of fund. Yes, as I've said earlier, as to speak now, it has gone below 149. Market is now trading at 148,901.38. Market is down as we speak in terms of 533.43 basic point, representing 0.36 times 0.4 if I abnormally, because we're having 0.36 times abnormally 0.4. Then the market rate this morning has been between 148,901.38 toward 149,614.40. Can see that that's why I see market is down by 533 as we speak. If you also look at the market breadth or market internal is still negative. As we have seen last week, as we're speaking of, I think that we're having 23 losers or followed by what 9 advancer as we speak. The day that yes, market is still experiencing that pressure and that sentiment as we speak now is also kind of a sinking stock. The sentiment is sinking stock as we speak. Stocks are going in a southward, but I tell you, most of the portfolio of many market players, both retail and foreign, institutional, all have gotten a hit of this market. But I believe that yes, this coincidence or these factors that have come together to put the market in, what is the next step to kind of remedy the situation. But for you and I that are in this class, we need to see how can we navigate all this to be in profit. That is the purpose of this class at this hour. We must tweet intelligently and also move forward to make what informed investment decision that will support the bottom line of our portfolio. If not that, also how to reduce also the loss position, where can we run to after this. These are the key points of what we'll be discussing in this class as we speak now. But to start with, I've given you the state of the market. Want to see how can we navigate these factors. First of all, we identify the factors that are driving the market in the southward direction. We have mentioned them severally since last week. Those factors are still there. And most of the stocks that have rallied before now are now turning the other way because of what? Because of panic in the market, because of fear, and also the sign that yes, people are saying that the government is not taking enough measure to address the issue. What needs to be done has not yet started. Now we need to see where with this, because the state government have with their policy, economic reform have brought the market to this level. Even when at the beginning of the reform it was so tight and so heat up, but now we are seeing light coming. But now with this external force, and that have kind of this how do I put it now? Have kind of turned most of the analysts, market watchers, investors projection for the year, knowing that the seasonality has to come from this month of November. Or as we speak, we are not seeing that seasonality because of with this trend. Is it yet that we should wait for this December, the Santa Claus rally, and the January effect? What is the happening now? Will it just continue to next year, be pre-election year? These are the things what is running in the mind of many market players. Some are deciding to before they start implementing the tax order, because as there's no directive where the tax will commence. All these are what is keeping the market and the economy as if investors are panicking, their confidence are being rattled, and at the same time, those that are in the economy businessmen don't know that, because before these days we are seeing stability coming back to the FS market, was in this pronunciation of country of particular concern. We have seen that Naira have started also depreciating. Where how far will it go? And even when we say yes, our bonds are oversubscribed by foreign investors, but they are the one living in the market. I tell you that capital will always still where it is welcome. Is capital welcome in Nigeria with principle? And also because anywhere you see this hot money, they are not favor of the economy. They are looking for where to include their portfolio. And when they see any policy that will affect them, they quickly sell off. They don't mind what it costs. That's why I always encourage that our regulators should not allow foreigners to have no big jump for the market, because when they go, they throw the market into red and to panic. But I believe that the percentage they are having in the market might not affect market much, but those companies that has fundamental, that's where we are coming to, and that is how you to navigate this environment now. This is what is concentrated on NGX. All eyes are still on macroeconomic data. You know the importance of this macroeconomic data. We have seen them all trending down, and especially we are seeing inflation looking down. Even when we expect that October inflation is around that, to see if no price change in in PMS price in Nigeria was affected. Don't know that cost of transportation is very key. We want to see also interest rate that has started the journey southward. With the last call in the last FPC meeting, will they continue in that trend? These are the things we're looking at. Shape. Then at the end of the day, if inflation also even remain flat at this point for month of October, will that also support rate cut? We need to know if that's the case. You see, when we are seeing this stability in FS, we saw how the sector that was affected before now because of the vast jump in terms of valuation or unification of FS. Those companies are started coming back with powerful numbers coming. You should target sector that you know that yes, that no matter what is happening today, if when the price pull back, they're able to pay good dividend because of good number that you have seen their Q1 and their Q2. That is where you and I should pay attention. That we must target sectors and companies that are fundamental. And for that, which sector are you looking at? Is it the service sector? Is it the consumer goods sector? Is it the industrial? Is it the healthcare? You should know where to position now. And that's why I said with all eyes on macroeconomic data, and also the authorities that know that this is an external force that have changed all the forecast, all the projections by every class of analysts, investors, both regional, and that how long will it take for them to rebalance and take advantage of this pullback to come back to the market? Because as market pullback is presenting opportunity for those that understand to see where the market is going toward a support level. I will tell you that you don't catch a falling knife. And the market is still coming down, where but you can see that the rate or the magnitude or the momentum of market pulling back has slowed down compared what to see the early the week previous week. But now that it's slowing down, what are we doing next from here? Is it the time to start buying, jumping into some? Yes, what I would advise that look at those stocks that you enter that like they are fundamental, because when market is correcting or when market is pulling back, non-strong fundamental, or what I call those stocks that are out of favor with fundamental are the ones who will start looking down first. But those that are with strong fundamental, defensive, they can only come down, and when the market rebound, they are the first. And those stocks that have no fundamental, even when the market rebound, it becomes a second thought. It is when there is too much liquidity in the market that you see both the good and ugly will be going up. But when there are activities like this, you pay attention to fundamental stance stock where you be leaders in their sector, leaders in their industry, leaders in earnings, leaders in payout, leaders in price, and also leaders strong shareholding structure that see that price will not go down, and those that also in high cap stock that because of volume that the right might remain stable and acting as a defensive for you. You must pay attention to this because it is very, very important, so that it will help you to navigate around the market and also make money with that. And before we close this class for today, I want to look at I've mentioned what you need to navigate this world. One, you must pay attention to what to the macroeconomic data we are expecting after what we have seen so far. Most of them are pointing in the certain direction to show positive and also relatively stability, and especially I mentioned inflation, I mentioned the interest rate. I also go as far as mentioned the exchange rate for how all these are playing out at this time. And the latest one is all eyes on what today is already 10th. By 15th of this month to see October no inflation, but I mean the consumer price index. That also give us an insight whether the coming policy meeting by Central Bank of Nigeria, whether they will be cutting rate or not. But I believe that with the move they did in the last meeting, we're going to continue that because if you have the economy in this shape, you need to provide cheaper funds to sustain the economy. The high interest rate to attract foreign investors you want to attract, they are not there again because they are already panicking, they're already selling down. Even they are coming to your fixed income market, they won't stay because if you're interested, if you're you say there's a concern here in Nigeria, country of a particular concern, I will tell you startling living. But if the fund is cheaper for Nigerians that are not running anywhere, they can do business, you can see more better numbers on the exchange that will support what that will support. That is why all eyes at this macroeconomic event or numbers to event to unfold and total numbers also come to give insight that will support our decision going to the future. But for me, there's no time for you to panic. There's not a time for you to panic. Just hold your position. I see that yes, that the market has the potential to rebound if the government do the needful and at the same time we are seeing clarity and communication become clear where we are going as a nation. Which step are we taking now to show that yes, this insecurity is checked and at the same time that those that are behind it are also brought to book. I think that will relieve the world and also the fear of sanction, the fear of attack will not be there. But I believe that at this time, you and I, because it's what is happening in the market is external, you must pay attention because you don't know how far to go. And also another year is coming, being pre-election year. How can you take advantage of pre-election year? How you to navigate pre-election year with all this happening? Even before crossing to that pre-election year, you need to be at what in verse 2020 6 by December 6th, where how to navigate that same year and how to take position also ahead of the year because I believe that in every environment, whether it's uncertainties and things are improving, there's always opportunities for you to make money. You you must be among those that work will make that money in 2026. And those that have joined in the last class, you can see how from 2019 we gave you all the data and you have seen for yourself. It's not just saying that because of government policy in 2023 today. Far back in 2019, we have started 2012, we have started this Invest 2020 for the new year, and this was coming in December for Invest 2026. All the analysts, all the professionals, all the MPs that are coming, all will be there to work to help you navigate the year ahead of us, being election year, so you prepare yourself for what for good harvest at the end of the day. But you can see that the market is still looking down here on a daily chart. We'll quickly look at the other charts here. If you look at the 1 day chart, you want to see is still going southward. You can see on on a 1 hour chart, you can see where the market is now. Let's call other indicators that will make this presentation more meaningful and also for you to understand it. You need to look at some indicators that will help you to compare things and also help you to move where is the fund going. You want to look at it and also where is the moving average. MACD, you have to look at it. MACD 8 days is our T line. Anytime, any day that you want to navigate the market, you need to understand how to use your technical tools to stay in the market, not just panicking out. You know the right time to filter the noise. Yes, we look at on a daily on a 1 hour chart, market is trading because the T line has already turned what resistant. We can see now above it that the market index is trading down below it. And also if you look at MACD, MACD is pointing at it on a 1 hour chart. There's potential of market start reversing up. Look at where it's going, and money flow is also looking up gradually, even when it's below what 30, but still looking up. And for me, it's also a good one for 1 hour. We look at what is the chart saying for what for 2 hours, and also look at also for hours. On a 2 hour chart, you can see that yes, volume is relatively low. You can see that MACD have confirmed bearishness, bearish market, and also I tell you money flow is also around below 20, and this is what called oversold region. How far will it continue in this region? You must also pay attention to that. Then finally, we look at the 4-hour chart. Then we look at those stocks that are leading the loser chart and the gainer chart. We need to also pay attention to them, because let's take quick one. Those ones that can also look at their chart, because our time is fast spent. But I believe that since we have shared how you can navigate this market right away this hour, yes, you might also say that fixed income market becoming attractive, but I tell you, further rate cut also put that market also in a place that fund also believe in, depending if they are doing 100 basic point, then that's about interest going back to 26, or another 50 basic point, that's about no no 56 26.5 basic percent. That also will be okay for the market. But on 4-hour chart, we see that yes, the market is still looking weak, because it's trading below what the T line, and the money flow is looking down also at this time. But we want to quickly look at what is happening to NACO and Zenith Bank. Quickly look at them and see what is happening to them. Let's look at their chart as we speak now. You can see that NACO this morning has crossed the, you can see NACO what it's doing is the 4-hour chart. You can see that stock has gone below 100 naira. You can see that we're seeing volume on that. Let's quickly look, we'll go to 1-hour chart. That was a clear direction. You can see that the stock has crossed 100 naira around 95. You can see the position on the market. You can see that MACD, so that money flow is also below 20 at this point. This is also quickly look at what is happening to Zenith Bank. Let's also look at that to run off the class for today. Look at what is happening to Zenith. Look at Zenith Bank PSC. That will be the last for today. Zenith Bank, I think that they're kind of trying to resist further decline on 1-hour chart. You can see stability here. You can see that MACD is still bullish. Money flow is also looking up at this level. For me, it's a strength of it's a sign of strength for the stock. I see that trying to kind of side trend here at this point now. And volume here, I mean, people are holding towards and seeing value in the stock. Yes, I think this will guide us this hour to stay put and see how the market will close at the end of the day. But I see that the sell sentiment also is also still sinking stock as we speak. But I think the strong support level is what we're looking at, where the market and all also support this market is what the government come out on the day, and also another positive statement that will come from United States that will also be a plus at the end of the day. I will say thank you and see you, on Wednesday. I will also so that you plan your invest 2026 by 6th of December 2025. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.